All right, come to the center of your mat and lay down. Recline all the way back. Find a position that feels comfortable. If coming back all the way isn't comfortable, then find something that feels a bit restful where you can focus and soften your thoughts a bit. So if that means bending your knees, or maybe simply seated upright, find a place where you can allow yourself to arrive in this moment, have a little bit less pressure, emphasis anywhere else than just being here and recognizing the way that your breath feels. Just recognizing the state of your body. And giving yourself some space. So as you're breathing, imagine that your body is actually puffing out, like your breath could go all the way down through your torso, through your hips, through your legs, through your arms, and you could actually expand outward on your exhales as though your entire body would breathe in. Inhale to become puffed up. Exhale to sink back in. And imagine there's that kind of energetic movement through your body. And see if you can translate that into a feeling of physical spaciousness. So maybe imagining that your body takes up a little bit more space than it really does. Open up an opportunity to feel. Open up an opportunity to release and let go. And then do the same with your thoughts. Can you release them from a tight grip? And then start to redirect your thoughts to a dedication or an intention for this practice, something that really speaks to you. Even if it's just to hold this spaciousness. Perhaps you have something that is more ambitious, something that is even simpler, just to be as we did last week. And then I'd like to make sure that we solidify these dedications and intentions as a community coming here together. So taking a very deep breath in, fill up all the way, hold at the very top for just a few moments. Recognize this fullness again, maybe feeling as though you expanded out beyond. And on an exhale, let it go. Come all the way down to the bottom of that breath, that valley. Notice that. And then take another deep breath in, honoring everything that this community has dedicated. Hold at the top and exhale to release that. And allow yourself several more breaths for yourself, for your own dedication. And then start to rock your head a little bit from right to left, bringing your ear closer toward the mat. Just getting a little bit of movement. So move your fingertips and your toes, kind of as though you're waking up through Shavasana. Then reach your arms up above your head, stretch your legs out in front of you. Maybe lift up one leg and then stretch it out, set it down. Opposite leg, stretch it out, set it down. Really give you lots and lots and lots of length. I can feel lots of popping in my body. I don't know if you do as well. And then keeping all this length, we're going to take a side body stretch. So walk your legs over toward the right, maybe cross left ankle over right if it feels comfortable to keep your left hip down. Arc your upper body over to the right, so your arms. You could even take your right hand to left wrist and just a gentle tug. Try to keep your left shoulder down toward the mat. Again, keep that large breath. And then when you're ready on your exhale, you're going to release that bind and that cross of leg, come back to center, and then take to the opposite side. So legs out to the left for a little bit additional. If you want, right ankle over left. And you can take left hand to right wrist, a gentle tug. Draw your shoulder down toward the mat. And if you've got your right ear up, your right shoulder rather, up towards your ear, maybe just guide it away slightly. And if you feel an impingement in your shoulder, change the direction of your right hand. So maybe point your right hand in toward the left. All right, and then on an exhale, whenever you're ready, you're going to wiggle back to the center so that you're in that straight line. Once again, pull your knees to your chest, wind relieving pose, hands to the backs of your thighs or your shins. And then play a little bit of having knees in really tight or knees out wider. And then take your hands to your knees and start to make some circles in one direction. And then the other direction. And take your hands to the backs of your thighs. We're going to come up to a seated posture. So if it feels good to rock up and down the length of your spine, I like it. If you don't, then just roll over onto one side and come to a seat. Otherwise, give yourself a couple rocks back and forth before you make it up to your Sukhasana pose. If you need a couple more, I totally get it. It might be that kind of a day, that kind of a morning. All right, and then come to Sukhasana. So with one ankle in front of the other, and then just come seated. You're going to have a straight line as best you can from shoulders to your hips, and even bring your chin in a little bit so it's like your ears are right over your shoulders. This might cause your hands to come up on your thighs. We're going to take a few seated twists here. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. On an exhale, twist to your left, right hand to your knee or thigh, left fingertips behind you. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Shift the weight more to your right hip, lift up. Again, trying to find that long, straight spine. Exhale as you twist. Your inhales, find that expansion of breath, that expansion of body, and exhale, deepen the twist. And then on your next inhale, you're going to unravel and come back to center, arms lift once again. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. On this side, notice if you're shifting more to your right hip, just draw it over to the left. Inhales, find expansion. Exhales, find twist. And then on your next breath in, we'll come back to center again. Inhale, arms lift. We're going to move once on either side to your breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Stay here till the very end of that exhale. Then on an inhale, come back to center, arms lift. Exhale, twist to the other side until the very end of that exhale. Inhale, come back to center. This time on your next exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Bow your head to your heart once again, acknowledging the dedication you've set and that of the yogis around you near and far. All right, take your hands down to your knees. This time switch out the cross of your legs for some seated cow and cat. Inhale, reach forward, lean forward, gaze up, shoulder blades on your back. Exhale, round your spine, gaze forward. Inhale, smooth forward, look up. Exhale, lean back. Twice more like that. All right, this time, inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, you're going to come with your fists by your hips, keep your legs lifted, and then we're going to immediately go into a goddess boat. So take your toes together, knees wide, interlace your fingers and release your index. Drop your feet. On an inhale, come forward, just slouch over, get low, get soft. On an exhale, lift up and back. Lean back until you start to feel your core engage, and then maybe even lift up your toes and point your toes as well. Inhale, take it forward, release down. Head drops. Exhale, lift up and back, lean back. If you want, lift up your toes. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, lift up and back, lean back. Option to lift toes. Once more. All right, and then stay up here. Take your knees together. And then always option keep your toes up, or you can touch them down to the mat. This is still an effective basically drill to warm up your core. So you're going to take your hands together. Once again, you can interlace your fingers and release your index. So we're going to do a little bit of hovering. So on an inhale, you're going to lower all the way down, arms up above. On an exhale, pull your knees to your left, arms to the right. Inhale, come back, maybe arms up above if you'd like. Exhale, pull knees in toward each other, to the right rather. Inhale, lift up, lean back. Exhale, arms to right. Inhale, take it back. You can always keep your arms alongside your body. Exhale, twist to left. Several more times. Just focus on your breath. Once more on either side. All right, after that last time, come onto your back. When you're leaving pose, once again, knees to chest. How does this feel different from time before? Maybe a lot, maybe just a little. It's likely you feel a little bit of change in your hip flexors. Then once again, we're gonna roll over our hands and knees into a tabletop position. So if you were to roll to your side and get there, that works, or rock up and down like the spine. Then cross your ankles and then pop back, hands come down, back to your hands and your knees. So we're gonna take some cow and cat here. So we're warming up slowly for this class. Drop your belly, lift up your gaze, press through your hands, fingertips spread wide. Exhale, press through hands and knees, lift back toward your knees. Inhale, sweep it forward, bending elbows maybe to really get into your elbows. Exhale, press up to your cat pose. Again, like that. And then one more round. Then come back down to your neutral spine. We're going to take an anjaneyasana. Sometimes this is called puppy dog pose. So you generally want to keep your hips over your knees and then wrap your inner elbows forward. So this is helping you protect yourself. Fingertips spread wide. Start to walk your hands out toward the corners of your yoga mat. So this is why it's really important to have your elbows pointed up. This is going to help you give a lot of strength here. And then start to dip your chest down toward the mat. Engage your belly here to help you out. You might find a deep stretch across the front of your chest or your shoulders. Come down, come down, come down. You might come down all the way to your chest or your chin. Maybe you're far up. Doesn't matter, this is still the posture. Press down through your hands. Inner elbows are pointed up, protect yourself. All right, and then on an exhale, engaging your core, get really strong. Start to press through your hands to lift your way up and then walk your hands back until they're underneath you. Press into a cat pose, arch spine. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. Similarly, wrap your inner elbows forward, press down and away with your hands, your palms, fingertips are spread wide, looking back towards your knees. And then come back to the neutral spine, unraveling, so your pelvis points more back and you're reaching your heart forward. All right, we're gonna take a balance challenge here. Reach your right arm out, thumb is up. And then if and when you're ready, extend left leg out, flex, point your toes, pull in your low belly so you can feel that activity like we did when we were leaning back in those core. So you can stay right here and balance. If you want to add an additional challenge on your exhale, bring your elbow to your knee, arch your spine just like the cat we just did. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach out. Last time to pull in. Then reach your arm out. Bend your left knee back. Reach your arm up and back towards your foot. Option to not grasp and simply reach your hand and toe toward each other. Or if you want to have a stretch, you bring your foot, you actually take that clasp. So the difference is one is strengthening and one is stretching. Different kinds of modes of similar posture. On an exhale, release. Hand down, knee down, shake it out. Let it go. If a cow and a cat speaks to you, then take those. And then we'll come back to tabletop pose. This time, left arm is up, thumb is up. This gives you a little bit of space in your shoulders so you're not like folding in. Shift the weight to the left leg, right leg comes out. Point to point, find activity. Stay here or on an exhale, elbow to knee, pull in. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, final time to pull in. Reach out again, then bend your right knee. Cycle your left arm up and back, rainbow style. Again, reaching forward or maybe clasping. It's up to you. Are you looking for strength? Are you looking for stretch? Why to show up? And then on an exhale, hand down, knee down, let it go, shake it out. All right. And then you're going to press up to a downward facing dog, first one of this class. So find a little bit of movement here. Move through your hips. I like to pivot my heels over to the side so we can get a little bit of stretch to the outside of my hips a bit. And also a stretch in the sides of my body, my rib cage. And then, lift your toes, come to the top of a plank pose, or roll to the top. Notice that if you've got your shoulders behind your elbows, if so, wiggle your legs back. Rub your inner elbows forward like we did before. Press away from the mat. Gently gaze forward so you're not like craning all the way up. Just breathe. And then on an exhale, take your chin to your chest, puff up your back, roll up the neck to your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Once again, inhale, get up to your toes, roll to the top of a plank pose. This time, come down to your forearms. So maybe your forearms are parallel. If that's not working for your shoulders, you can take your hands together. You're still going to reach your heart forward. Imagine your inner thighs are rolling up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Continue to have a long exhale. Remember the breath at the beginning of class as you expand it out on your inhalations, as though your body was becoming larger than it physically is. And then when you're ready, drop your knees to your mat, toes toward each other, hips to heels, child's pose. If your arms are very fatigued, bring them alongside you, palms up, so you look like a little coffee bean, and forehead down toward the mat. Settle in, get quiet, get soft. Three more breaths here. And then when you're ready, make your transition back to that downward facing dog. No more funny stuff with plank. It's not, right now. Bend your knees deeply, look toward the top of your mat, and then on an exhale, you're gonna start to walk yourself up to the top of the mat, as many steps as you'd like. Maybe it's one big hop. Feet are spread apart from each other, about hips distance, so 2 fists. Bend your knees. Ragdoll pose. Unravel, unwind, get soft. And then release your fingertips to the mat. 3 times, you're gonna take a halfway lift. On an inhale, wave your spine long, legs become straighter, fingertips to your shins or the mat or even your thighs. Look forward, belly is engaged. Exhale, chest to thighs, make it really, really strong. So not quite a ragdoll pose. Inhale, lift up. Press your feet down and away from each other. You might feel activation towards the bottoms of your bum, your outsides of your hips. Exhale, fold really deeply. Keep that activity with your legs. It helps you bend a little forward further. Inhale, final time like that. Halfway lift, wave long. Exhale, fold. Take your hands to your hips, put your elbows up. Reach your shoulders back. Inhale, come up all the way to standing. Exhale, arms alongside your body for Tadasana. Lift up on your kneecaps. Find lots of space, reclaim your breath. And we'll take a sun salutation A. On an inhale, arms lift, gaze up, upward prayer. Exhale, hinge at your hips, come all the way forward to your forward fold. Again, halfway lift, inhale. Gaze forward, fingertips press against something. Exhale, fold. Step back to the top of a plank pose. On an exhale, lower to or toward your mat, all the way, elbows point up toward the ceiling. Untuck your toes. Inhale, back bend, deep breath. Exhale, release it all the way back down and then press up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat. On an exhale, travel to the top. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, offer your heart. Exhale, fold to honor yourself. Press through your feet, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. On an exhale, hands to your heart center. And then alongside your body. Deep breath in, full breath out. And we're gonna flow back to downward facing dog. If you wanna move on your own, do that. I'll also provide guidance. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at hips. Forward fold. Long breath in, long spine. Full exhale, bow down. Step back to top of plank pose. I will be taking a cobra on an exhale, lower all the way to your mat, elbows point up, raise your rib cage. Untuck toes, inhale, roll your shoulders onto your back, draw your hands back, press through tops of feet. Exhale, release it back down, press up and back to your downward facing dog. Come back to long inhales, long exhales. And when you're ready, on your next inhalation, right leg lifts up, bend your knee, open up through your hips, drop your right shoulder ever so slightly. Make sure your left heel is still hidden behind your left toes. Inhale, re-straighten the right leg. And on an exhale, pull your knee to your nose. Lift up your left heel really high. This will help give you some lift. Place your foot between your hands for the right thumb. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, your arms come up. Anjaneyasana. Squeeze your right heel towards your left knee, dropping your hips. Maybe they come low, maybe you stay up. And we're going to take a bit of a flow here. So on an exhale, right hand comes toward the inside of your right foot, left fingertips are up. Inhale, come back up to the Anjaneyasana posture. Exhale, right hand to your left thigh, so you're in a twist. Inhale, come back up to center, traditional. We'll do that again. Exhale, right hand to the inside of your foot. Inhale, back up to Anjaneyasana. Continue the cycle. Right hand behind you, twist. Back to Anjaneyasana. This time on an exhale, take your hands down to the mat to frame your front foot. Shift your hips back for your Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. If your leg comes totally straight, you might need to wiggle your foot forward so that your hips are generally over your knee. Flex your toes towards your face. Inhale, lift your heart out. Exhale, bow down. For more Josh, pull your right heel like it's going to crinkle up your mat. Just breathe. All right, inhale, lift up halfway again. Rebend into the front knee so you're in a low lunge. So this is an option to keep your left knee down or to pop your left knee up. We're going to take a low lunge twist first. So you're pressing through your left hand, reaching up to your right fingertips. If you would like to take an IT band stretch, make sure that your back knee is up so you're not placing too much pressure on the knee. And if you're taking that option, spin all your toes away from you. You're on the razor edge of your left foot. Lift your hips high. Flex both feet. If you're taking that, just the side twist, same activity. You're still pressing through your left hand, reaching out through your right fingertips. All right, for those of you on the side plank, or the IT band stretch, send your toes forward. We're back in this lunge. Pop up your back knee if it's not already. Step your right foot back to meet your left. We'll meet in downward facing dog, Vinyasa, if you would like to take one, not a requirement. Check it out through your neck. Notice if any tension has decided to reside, invite it away. And then when you're ready, inhale, left leg up and back, bend your knee, open up through your hips. Find some squaring of your shoulders, so you might feel that you need to drop your left shoulder a little bit more. Re-straighten the left leg to that tripod dog. On an exhale, pull your knee into your nose, keep your right toes up, right heel high, you've got lots and lots and lots of space, and then place your foot between your hands towards your left thumb. Awesome, place your right knee down. Anjaneyasana as you're ready, toes in the back, tucked or untucked, arms are up, pinkies toward each other, sit low. Right hip is gently pulling forward, so you're not slaying out to the side. We're going to take that same Anjaneyasana flow. On an exhale, left hand to the inside of your left foot, look up towards your right fingertips. Inhale, come back to Anjaneyasana, cycle the left arm around so it comes to your thigh, arms lift up, twist. Back to Anjaneyasana. On an exhale, left fingertips come down to inside of foot. Inhale, back to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cycle all the way around, lift up. And then back to Anjaneyasana once again. On an exhale, hands come down, provide yourself some security, shift your hips back. We're coming to half splits. So left toes are pointed up, maybe wiggle the foot forward. Inhale, wave long, left hip is drawing back. Long spine, exhale, reach your chin towards your shin. As many times as you feel you need to, get out of the pose and then re-enter it. And also for hand placement, you generally want your wrists to be below your shoulders. So if you're further back, bring your hands back. If you're further forward, bring your hands forward. All right, lift out of the posture. And then start to rebend into the front knee. Hands on either side of the front foot. We're going to take that side, that twist, that low lunge twist. So your option if you'd like to tuck your toes and lift up the back knee, or you can keep your knee down. Left fingertips come up toward the ceiling. Make sure your right fingertips are spread wide. You've got your wrist below your shoulder. And then you can stay right here, Or if you'd like, take IT band stretch, spin all your toes away from you, your torso as well, flex both feet, lift your hips high. Wherever you are, everything is touching the mat is pushing you away. Everything that's lifting up is also lifting. Imagine you're radiating upward from the center of your body. All right, and then whenever you're ready, if you're taking that IT band stretch, take it back to the low lunge. If your knee is down, pop it up. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Vinyasa, if you'd like to take one, or press up and back to downward facing dog, where we will all meet. On your next inhale, right leg lifts up and back. On an exhale, pull your knee to your chest, lift up your left heel really high so you can place your right foot between your hands. Without moving your arms, just set down your left leg in warrior two. See if you can find that security. Already use the left leg, so you're sending your weight back there and your energy, and then unravel to your warrior two. Get out of the pose if you need, re-enter. Press to the outer edge of your left foot. Notice if your ribs are jutting out, start to knit them in. Right palm flips up, exalted warrior, take it up. Shoulders releasing away from your ear. And then on an exhale, straighten the right leg. We're gonna move straight to a trikonasana. So as you hinge forward, you're reaching your right arm out. Your left hand comes down to your calf or thigh or even the mat. And eventually left fingertips come up toward the ceiling as well. Wrap your right side rib cage upward. And if you're starting to lean forward, can you lean back a bit so it feels like your shoulder is about in line, the same plane as your leg. On an exhale, come back to warrior two. We'll do that little flow once again. Right palm flips up, exalted warrior. Straighten the front leg, transition to trikonasana. Right hand comes down, left fingertips are up. Really find length through the inner right leg. We'll do that once again. Come back to the warrior two. Exalted. Left hand releases or comes to your low back. On an exhale, trikonasana. Cycle all the way around. If you're drawing an enormous rainbow, happy pride by the way, to your triangle pose. Come back to your warrior two. Allow yourself to really envelop this warrior two. Look out beyond your right middle finger. 3 breaths. And at the end of your third exhale, cartwheel toward the front of your mat, so you're in a low lunge. Step your left foot forward, so you're at a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half foot. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet, reach your arms out and up. On an exhale, hands to your heart center, little bend to your left knee, place your right ankle over your left thigh. Standing figure four, we won't be here for too long, just send your hips back, flex your left foot. And then come up to standing, uncross, stand down, arms alongside your body. Come back to your Tadasana. Once you find Tadasana, 3 breaths. And then we'll flow back to downward facing dog. Feel free to move to the rhythm of your own breath. Inhale, arms up, gaze is up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, offer your heart. Exhale, fold, honor yourself. Come back to your plank pose. Either to the mat or to Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale. Untuck your toes, inhale for a back bend of your choice. Exhale, take it up and back. Downward facing dog. On another inhale, left leg up and back. Create a lot of space. On an exhale, pull your knee to your nose, lift up your right heel, place your foot between your hands toward left thumb, wiggle it up as much as you need. Without moving your arms just yet, place your right foot in your warrior two. So you're gonna step it up just so slightly and angle it out about 45 degrees. You might change as you unravel. On an exhale, come up, sit low. Warrior three. Square your shoulders toward the long side of the mat. And then we'll take that bit of a flow that we did on the opposite side. Flip your left palm up, inhale, exalted warrior. And then on an exhale, straighten the front leg, send your hips back. You've already got that momentum. Left fingertips come down, Trikonasana. Right fingertips are up. Wrap your left rib cage up toward the ceiling. Engage both of your legs. So really get strong, lift up on your kneecaps. Return back to the warrior two. exalted warrior. Trikonasana posture. Draw your arms like a rainbow over you. Final time like that. Warrior 2. Exalted warrior, arc back. Trikonasana, cycle all the way forward. Stay here for just a couple breaths. And then return back to the warrior 2 pose. Sit low, shoulders open. Deep bend into the front knee. Share the weight of your body with your right leg. Press to the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe sink a little lower. Find that balance and equanimity. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, cartwheel down toward the top of your mat. Put it onto the ball of your back foot. Step your right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep intense forward stretch. And then press through your feet, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We'll take that same standing figure 4. Shift the weight to your right leg. We'll bend to your knee, cross left ankle over right thigh. Flexing that foot, lean forward. Flat spine, straight spine. And then unravel, stand down. Your hands can stay at your heart center or bring them alongside your body. Find your Tadasana. And then give yourself 3 breaths. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Step back to Palakasana, front pose. On an exhale, tour towards your mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Untuck toes, inhale, back bend, your cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, take it up and back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. At the end of your 3rd exhale, take your knees to your mat, hips to heels for a child's pose. Unless that is not restful, in which case find another posture, perhaps sitting on your knees. You've got the next 5 breaths to yourself before we meet in downward facing dog once again. You can do anything you'd like during this time, whether it's to rest, work on a posture, take some water, do what you need to do. First of 5 breaths begins now. About now, you might be finishing that 5th exhale. If you need more time, please take it. We'll all start to move to our downward facing dog once again. If you need to take a cow or a cat in that path to get there, respond to your body and what you need. Back to your downward facing dog. Again, let's check the distance of our dog. So lift your toes, roll to the top of a plank pose, adjust if you need. And then no funny stuff, just take it up and back to downward facing dog, unless you're like, I need a vinyasa. You can do it. Inhale, right leg up and back, create lots of space. Exhale, pull your knee to your chest, lift up the back heel, place your foot between your hands toward your right thumb. This time, keeping your feet as they are, hover hands away, lift up, high lunge. So we've not done a high lunge on this side yet. You're gonna open up your heart, bring your elbows back, fingertips spread wide. Keep pulling your right hip back, your left hip forward, squaring. Come right back up, arms lift. Things are gonna get fun. We're gonna take an eagle posture, a garudasana. So we're gonna take left elbow underneath, hands to shoulders, wrap once, or even wrap twice. Find a little bit of movement, front and back. I know this is a big thing. You're going to eventually stand forward, keep a bend to your right knee. This will help cross your left thigh over your right, wrapping once or twice. So send your shoulders over your hips, elbows in front of your shoulders, hands working away from you. Breathe. 2 more breaths, that's all. But then we're gonna do some more fun stuff. It's not over yet. Uncross the top leg, send it back, hinge forward, warrior 3 with garudasana arms. Tilt your left hip down so it's in line with the right. Activity through your left toes. You still have your hands moving away from your face. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Unravel your hands, touch down if it hasn't happened already. Standing splits. And even here, maybe open up your hips a little bit, just give yourself a big stretch. Come back to your traditional standing splits with your knee facing down. Then place your left foot next to your right. Ragdoll pose, get soft, get low. And then take your peace fingers and your thumb, then wrap around your big toe so that your thumb is on top of your big toenails. You might need to bend your knees really generously to do this. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, reach your chest towards your thighs. Elbows can come out to the side here. If your legs come straight, you're going to use the strength of your arms and your core to come down. Like we did earlier in that standing forward fold, you're pressing down and away with your feet. This helps you engage your core and might facilitate a deeper stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. Release your toes. Exhale, soft forward fold. With a bend to your knees, we're going to take a reverse breath. Exhale as you roll your way up to standing. Your knees are slightly bent until your shoulders come up over your hips. Shrug your shoulders up and back. Find your Tadasana, arms alongside your body, or perhaps you prefer hands at your heart. Recognize your state. And we'll flow back to downward facing dog. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold again. Step back to the top of the plank pose. Exhale, lower two or toward your mat, elbows graze your rib cage. Untuck toes, back bend, inhale, tops of feet are pressing down. Exhale, releases back, press up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in your dedication, and then let it go. Inhale, left leg, up and back, create space. Exhale, place your foot between your hands towards your left thumb. Hover your fingertips away from your mat, lift up. High crescent lunge. All right. So we are going to move to the garudasana pose once again. This time, your right elbow's on the bottom. Hands to shoulders, wrapping once, wrapping twice. Find a little bit of momentum. Leaning forward helps to take like one step or fewer steps. So lean forward, shift the weight to your left leg, pick up your right foot, and then deep bend to your left knee is going to help this. Cross right thigh over left, once or twice. If you have twice, don't just tuck your toes, really press your foot into the back of your calf. Sit low, shoulders over your hips, elbows in line with shoulders, hands working away from you. And the fun doesn't stop here. We're going to move into that hybrid posture. Start to unravel the top foot, keep your arms wound as best you can. Extend right leg behind you. Your right hip is dropping, so it's in line with your left. Lean forward, warrior three, garudasana arms. Breathe. If your hands unravel, they do. If they don't, they don't. That's all it is. Find a long, steady breath. Find softness in the parts of your body that are on part of this pose, your forehead, your jaw, your eyes. Unravel your fingertips to support you if it hasn't happened already. Standing splits, lift up that leg. And then just for a little bit of fun, lift up halfway. Open your leg. Descend once again. I just cracked so loudly. And then come back to that more traditional posture with your knee pointing down. Bend both knees, stand your right foot next to the other. Ragdoll pose. Get low, get soft. And then we're going to take a backwards breath here. On an exhale, slightly bent knees, start to roll your way up to standing. Eventually, when your shoulders come up and back, straighten your legs, arms alongside your body. Or if you prefer, hands to your heart. Maybe allow your eyes to close. Become a witness. With your eyes opened or closed, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands drop, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold to honor yourself. Step back to the top of a plank pose. On an exhale, lower to or towards your mat, elbows in towards your body. Untuck toes, inhale for a back bend of your choice. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat. And on an exhale, step on up to the top, forward fold. All right, we're gonna take a malasana posture here. Everybody loves it, right? So you're gonna start to heel toe your feet out. So it's wider than your hands. For some people, this is gonna be as wide as your mat. For some of us, it is not. So start to bend your knees, start to sit your hips low. If you'd like, you might just come to here. If you've got a prop, you might set it below you. You might basically have your forearms on top of your thighs. You might come to a place where you're coming all the way down. Your elbows are still between your knees, palms pressed toward each other. So shrug your shoulder blades to your back. Reach your heart forward to reach your thumbs pressing as well. Simply breathe. And then because we're also going to play with a crow pose, which is basically this pose, put your hands out in front of you, but you're turned over. So if you're like, no, then go ahead and you can hang out in this malasana pose, coming out of it and re-entering it. If you like to play with your crow pose on the other hand. So you start generally here, hands down in front of you. Start to let your legs become a little bit straighter. So what I like to do here is I circle my elbows back, inner elbows forward, right? I'm gonna bend my elbows back like chaturanga. I like to come really far forward, lift up my heels so I can get my knees really, really high up towards my armpits, looking forward. And then I'm gonna just bend my elbows back, trust my body, and lean forward so I can feel the weight of my knees and the backs of my arms. Lift up one knee, lift up the other knee, other foot rather. Maybe I wanna lift up both feet at the same time. And maybe toes touch, and then maybe straighten your arms. Come out of pose, come back in. And also for another, if you've got a block nearby, you could always put the block under your feet to help facilitate that knees up into your armpits. And it might just be knees to above elbows. Just with core strength and flexibility eventually, it comes up really high. Make sure your fingertips are spread wide. Send your gaze slightly forward. Long spine down, yeah. Yes. All right, whenever you're ready, come back to your Vinyasa pose. Then take your hands down, and then simply step back to your downward facing dog so you can take a child's pose. After doing that wide-legged step, you might prefer to have knees wide or knees toward each other, and so your belly is fully resting on your thighs. Come down. Option to have your arms alongside your body with your palms up. Three more breaths. From your child's pose, reach your arms out long, long, long in front of you. And then lift up to your hands and knees. Separate your knees apart so that they are hips width distance. Flow through a few cow and cat poses. Belly is down for your cow. Exhale, press up through your spine. Look back. Flow between these two, and you can become really organic with these if you want to make these really exaggerated, or shift from side to side, or even taking a flow where you lean back and your arms come up away from the mat. And then when you're ready, just come all the way down onto your belly, and then flip over onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest when you're leaving pose, rock a little from side to side. If you want to take a happy baby, looks a lot like malasana, looks a lot like crow pose, bakasana. You can take that. Maybe a little bit of both, your least choice. Then release whatever grip you've got. Set your feet down onto the mat. Bring your arms alongside your body. We're going to take simply a bridge flow. If you would rather take a more traditional bridge and have some static there, so hold the pose, you're welcome to do that. If you're moving with me, we'll take a little bit of a flow. So on an inhale, lift up your hips, reach your arms up and back behind you, lift up your heels. And then start to, on an exhale, roll your spine down, arms come down, hips, heels, hands. Again, inhale, lift up your hips, roll it all the way up, heels might even lift. Exhale, roll it all the way back down. Hips, heels, hands. Last time like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll it down. If you're taking the traditional bridge, start to unwind from your pose. We're going to take a reclined figure four this time. So cross right ankle over left thigh. Bring your knee in towards your chest. Left leg, that is. Left foot goes soft. Flexion to your right foot. Gently draw your thigh in toward you. Release the grip of your thigh. Keep your legs crossed as they are. Slide your right thigh over your left like you're sitting in a chair. Bump your hips over to the right about 2 inches. Drop your knees toward the left. Adjust your shoulders as you need. You do this by pressing through the outer upper arms and elbows to adjust. And then start to send your gaze over to the right. It is a rather intense twist. If it's not working for you, uncross your legs. On an exhale, take the knees and head back up to center. Reposition your hips and across your legs. Come back to that bridge posture, like you're setting up for bridge. Again, if you prefer to take a traditional bridge, please do that. I will be offering 3 flows. Inhale, lift up your hips, lift up your arms, lift up your heels. Exhale, wave it all the way down. Build tension to your bum as you lift up, protect your back. Again, inhale, lift up, tension to your bum, lift up your heels. Press down through your shoulders. Exhale, wave it down. Last time, your breath. If you're coming out of the bridge pose, come out of your bridge pose. We'll take figure 4, opposite side. Left ankle over right thigh. Flex that foot. Bring your knee away from you. Pull your right knee in towards you. Pressing your shin, back of your thigh. Maybe use a strap to assist you. Soften your eyes and your jaw. See if your shoulders can release back onto the mat. And then release that right thigh, foot comes down. Continue that cross of your legs so the left thigh comes over right. Press through your feet and your back to lift up your hips and scooch them to the left, 2 inches, drop knees over to the right. Again, press your upper arms, elbows to rotate your shoulders just a bit, intensifying this twist if that is of interest. And then also send gaze out to left for more twisting. Once again, if it's not working for you, just back up, knees out. Apply less effort. On an exhale, take your head up towards center and your knees. Press through feet and your upper back to lift up your hips and then recenter your pelvis the way it was. Uncross your knees. Once more, we'll take that bridge flow. If you're not interested, you can simply rest. If you're moving with me, arms alongside your body. Inhale, lift up hips and arms. Also your heels. Exhale, wave it all down. Lots of space before your heels step down again. Inhale. Breathe out. Once more for yourself. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one final embrace. Maybe even reach your forehead up towards your knees. And then on an exhale, release. Come onto your mat. Final posture of this class is Shavasana. If there's any other poses that you need to take, adjustments to your clothes, your temperature, your body, now's a great time to do that. If your eyes are not already closed, consider closing your eyelids. Send some awareness to your body once again. As you inhale, imagine that your body was reaching out beyond what is physically available to you. And as you exhale, releasing again. Find a softness to your breath and a softness to your physical body as well. Release your structure to thoughts, just letting things dissipate. And in this moment, allow yourself to be. Recognize your physical exterior body, and as you breathe in your next breath, allow it to become more full. And imagine that energy moving outward, 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 and as you exhale, softening to release it. With every breath, finding greater space. Every exhale, more softness. Know that you may have more influence and more love than you realize. That your expansion may be greater than you understand. Start to embody some of that with some physical movement. Going through your legs. If you want to take that good morning stretch as you did at the beginning of this class, you can reach your arms up above your head and take that crescent shape either side. If you like to maintain more of a contained position, it is your choice. And as you're ready, roll over onto one side. Traditionally, roll to your right. Acknowledging the softness, revealing your introspection. And then maintaining a very soft gaze or closed eyes, come to a seated posture, very, very brief meditation and reflection on this practice. Anjali Mudra, palms together, thumbs towards your sternum. I'll be singing the sound of Om one time. If you'd like to sing along with me, please join me. If you prefer to listen, please listen. First, we'll take a breath in together, expand. And exhale to go. Breathe in to chant. On an inhale, bring your arms out and up, palms press above your head, and on an exhale, take your thumbs to the space between your eyebrows for clarity of thought, to your lips for clarity of speech, and to your heart for clarity of action. Bow your head to your heart, honoring yourself, honoring this practice, honoring each other. Recognizing that what the heart knows, may we follow. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me and helping me to deepen my own. In the name of the highest good, namaste. Thank you guys so much. I'll be unmuting you now.